Hello Taurus, here's your weekly horoscope for January 10 to January 16. The planet Mars moved into Taurus in the middle of last week and immediately squared Saturn, and we all saw what happened in the USA with an insurrection. Unfortunately, when Mars squares Saturn, well, the stubborn Taurus is not as stubborn when Mars is there because you tend to be a little bit more aggressive and forceful when Mars is in your sign. Then, with that square to Saturn in Aquarius, that does indicate that people's frustrations boil over, there's conflicts, violence is not uncommon with that kind of a square as well. What we have basically is old-fashioned Taurus coming into conflict with futuristic Aquarius. And those two signs' qualities don't mix that well. To top it off, you're both fixed signs and in square aspect to one another. You're both fairly stubborn, Taurus and Aquarius. So yes, if one of you is refusing to give, then violence does seem to be the result. This square is continuing this week, and as well we have Mars squaring Jupiter in Aquarius too, and that tends to blow everything out of proportion. Usually Taurus doesn't take on too much. They like to be slow and plodding and take their time about things. But you haven't had a lot of choice, as we all have not had a lot of choice this year in just dealing with what lands on our lap. Now, with Mars square Jupiter, that's an indication usually that you may be a little too busy, you may have taken on too many things, and you're getting yourself pretty worn out. So there are some concerns about your health this week, Taurus. You should take a look at slowing down, keeping quiet, staying out of conflict and confrontation with other people, and do what you can to keep your health good this week. Generally, with Aquarius being in the 10th house for the solar chart for Taurus, it does bring up some issues at work as well. With Mercury moving into Aquarius at the end of last week as well, and being part of this square package, there is the potential for arguments, disputes, conflicts, disagreements of all kinds to come up, especially earlier in the week. So if you have to defend yourself, okay, but if you can control your own aggressive tendencies, that might be best. With the Sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, that does put that package in the 9th house of travel and philosophy and education for you, but there doesn't seem to be much opportunity for travel these days. But of course, it could be an area of life that still needs to be looked at for the future, or if there's any car trouble, that would not be unusual with a Mars-Saturn square too, so make sure your car is in good running condition this week, and if it is needing any necessary repairs, get them done for sure. But there is some qualities going around of you dealing with travel, perhaps looking at a vacation when the pandemic is behind us, or at least social distancing is behind us. As well, you may be looking at maybe just some short trips as well, again, when restrictions lift. Now, with Venus in Capricorn, that's a good thing at least. It does usually lend itself to positive aspects to the sign of Taurus. And in fact, it is Venus that might be urging you to get itchy feet and wanting to travel. More than likely, every sign would like to be anywhere else but where we are right now. But unfortunately, it's a good thing that you have patience because things are still in recovery mode for a number of weeks and months yet. And I'm sure we all can see that. You don't need to be an astrologer to figure that one out. With Uranus making a station in your sign on the 14th, it has been, well, disrupting things and putting a lot of the unexpected into people's laps. At least as Uranus moves direct again, it should minimize the unexpected events as time wears on. However, by the end of this week, Mars will begin to conjunct Uranus, and that's an explosive combination. I have some concern that in this week of the world, there may be still some violence relating to explosions because of this aspect, more towards the end of the week. Hopefully not. And although I'm not usually one to predict earthquakes and things like that, I am a little concerned about this Mars-Uranus having a very global effect as well because of the squares that are going on and even the Sun-Pluto conjunction. So there's a bit of danger about this week, so we all would be advised to keep a low profile, keep as quiet as we can be this week, and if we can, sort of wait it out until these more negative aspects move on. But the good news is at least the week ends with the moon in Pisces conjunct Neptune. And for your sign, Pisces is very positive. It tends to make you want to enjoy warm associations with people. You're more in touch with your emotions. And generally, you're a good and kind person, so you want to share your kindness and generosity. And so no matter what is going on this week, hopefully the week can end a little more positively and you're feeling good about yourself anyhow. Have a great week, Taurus.